You want to kick off? It's your topic today.
So we talk obviously a lot with my clients about like where they are, how they feel really overwhelmed, and we're looking to find a way forward to where we want to go. And whilst we don't want to have the whole route mapped out because we can't, and that's very overwhelming for our brains, it is a really good idea to have like an endpoint of where you want to end up. There is an amazing, I know we talked about last time about being stoic people. There is an amazing stoic quote, and I will butcher it, but what they say about having like an endpoint being important is because if you don't have an endpoint, how do you know when you get there? Obvious. How do you know when you're off track? How do you know that you're enjoying it? And if you don't have an endpoint, you end up in this place called the oblivion of directionlessness.
Oh gosh,
I know
that doesn't sound like a good place to hang out.
It's a very stoic thing,
right? But we talk about the goals, like having positive goals. They guide your decisions, and I do this all the time. I make decisions. I remind myself of my goals, and then I say, "Does this take me towards it or away from it?"
Exactly, which is perfect. So when we have the end point in mind, and that can be like it could be like how you would want to live your daily life. It might be like, I want to have like this experience, like I would be going to this hotel, or I would be having this sort of life. When we have that end point in mind, visualizing it is very powerful. But if you can do this exercise called like touching your dream, it makes it even more powerful because it makes it more real for your brain, and also you get the brain chemicals feeding in to motivate you to.
So explain the concept for people listening, what that looks like in practice.
It's like playing dress up. So for example, say I would like to have it's the first example that comes to it. I want to be at the level where I want to have a gym membership for Equinox or Third Space. I would buy myself a day pass.
Right.
And I would go there and I would have the full experience. I might work in the lobby of a nice hotel. If I want to travel more, I might hire a car for the day that I wanted to have in like my future life. And it just is really, I'd eat the way, I'd go to one of the nice restaurants, even if I'm having like a dessert or a drink in the bar of the hotel. Just bringing into your life, bringing that timeline so it doesn't feel so far away.
Yes.
Bringing it into today, bringing the bits that you can into today, into your life today, because it's like that really helps you move towards that dream, because your
brain sees that it's possible because you're doing it. It reminds me of reading Joe Vitale's book, The Key, which is based on The Secret, which is a very practical book about manifesting.
Love it.
And he talks about, write the list of the things you want. And often the things we want, it can be material, have a big price tag to them. That's why we don't have them. And then he's like, what's the cheapest way to experience it? So like you said, it's like rent the car, or Jim Carrey says, go and sit in the car showroom, just smell the leather. That's free. Go and sit in the car and smell it.
Yes.
Go, as you said, go to the luxury hotel. Go and shop somewhere very expensive.
Go and have a look. Try on the clothes.
Yes. Obviously, freeze your credit card and leave it at home. Yes. But I think it also actually applies to non-material things. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if you feel like you want to be more in community, go to a community event. Take part in a fun run that's lots of people. Yes. Go to a church. You were talking last time about going to a concert. Go to a concert. I used to go to speaker events with speakers where I really like what they were speaking about, but I also thought there'll be like-minded people.
Yes.
And so if you think, well, I want more friends, think about what would those friends do, what kind of activities, and then go and do those activities. So I think it doesn't just have to be material. It's just about showing your brain the scene.
Exactly that.
That you'd like more of that.
Exactly. And it can even be like on a day-to-day basis. Have a think about like your future you. And it would, if, for example, it would, I don't know, say you were like, I want to have a personal chef.
Wow, I love these aspirations that are coming out right now.
This is just what my brain's like. Say you wanted to have a personal chef. It could be like, okay, maybe I will get a meal delivery service.
Right.
Doesn't even need to be like for the whole week. You could maybe just have like lunches 3 days a week.
Yeah, well, and it can work for health in the sense of, say you want to be healthier than you are now. you could just have a day where you behave like you're already at the health you'd want.
Yes.
So you think, well, what would I do on that day?
Yes.
I'd buy a healthy lunch. I'd go to the gym.
Yes.
Even if when you get to the gym, if you're not a gym bunny, even if you just go and do 20 minutes on the cross trainer, just act as if.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think that can be really important. And you know, say you want to live in a certain area, just go to the area and walk around the streets and sit and have coffee there.
Exactly.
These things don't have to be expensive to do, and it's giving your brain that kind of visual feast.
Exactly. So you're getting you are getting all. When we visualize, we can. It's important that we bring in all the senses. So we can visualize our dream, and what we're looking to do in that scenario is try and incorporate like smells, obviously sight, our hearing. If we can put in some taste into our visualization, like I can imagine tasting that green juice.
Oh, you know what I just thought when you said that, tasting that glass of champagne.
Yeah, love it.
But green juice, absolutely. You go do the green juice.
And then that's great in terms of visualization. But if you can go and actually do it, that really does help. Like, it's like convincing you're playing dress up, but it's like, okay, I'm actually doing it, so this is actually possible for me.
Yes.
And it's like confirming that you can do it and you can have that life. And it can be those bigger experiences, like going to the car showroom, love that, or going and hanging out in the coffee shop in the area you want to move to. Or it can be, if you can, take a day or take a morning to like live your life as you would do in that routine.
I actually did that recently.
Did you?
I did a daycation, which I'm a real fan of.
Yeah.
So daycation is ideally you take a day off work, because then it feels more special. But if you need to do it on the weekend. But you take a day off work and then you just go and do exactly what you'd like to do with exactly who you'd like to do it. And ideally you turn your phone off. So you basically pretend that you're on holiday.
Yes.
So a lot of us can work like crazy and then kind of live for the holiday, and then the holiday involves flying, which we know is stressful, lots of money, going somewhere. There's a lot of pressure on it to succeed. But actually, wherever you live, there are tourists who've come to your area and experienced it with wonder. So a daycation is basically where you just take a day off and then you act as if you're a visitor to your own area and go and do all the really fun things that the visitors do, because often we miss them.
It's true.
So I went, we live in a beautiful part of the world. I went to a vineyard, I had lunch, I was out in the sun. It was absolutely glorious. There was no rush. I came home, I felt like I'd had a week's holiday.
Yes, exactly.
So you can incorporate, that was kind of quite unplanned, but you can incorporate touching the dream with a daycation where you say, I'm going to plan a daycation, and in it, I'm going to do some of the things that are in my dream vision.
Yes.
And it's just a really wonderful experience.
Exactly.
And ideally do it with people that you love as well. So it's just all round goodness.
And like you said about like, if you want to speak, it's like putting yourself in the right rooms and like being in the room with the people that inspire you.
Yes.
Or even like if you feel like you would be someone that would go to more like live music gigs, you don't have to, like, you can go to like one of the the local bars that will have like live music. You don't have to be blowing 300 quid going to see Bruno Mars.
No, not at all.
Or even the small, like Ella Air was a £20 ticket.
Was it really?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It was crazy because I was like, yep, absolutely. And it was just, I can't tell you, because I'm very much like, it's very easy, especially if you're working towards something, to get caught in the day-to-day, and it's like you get caught in, you're doing the systems and the processes. That is very important, but you do need to just come out of that and remember why you're doing it. Touch that dream. And I felt so much better after having that day. Coming to your tea event as well.
Oh yes, we did an afternoon tea event.
Yes. And then it just lifts your vibe. And it's not less necessarily that when you do the play dress up touching your dream that you're going to be like, oh yeah, I can do it, this is amazing. But you'll just be like, you'll have a quiet knowing inside yourself. You're like, okay,
well, it's like trying a suit on, and seeing how it fits. Because one of the good reasons to do this is, where I'm going with this is, you might drive the Aston Martin and then say, oh, this isn't for me.
Yes.
And I can let go of that need to have it, because actually it wasn't, it actually would be great, but like you can say it wasn't so great.
Yeah.
So sometimes you go and do it and then it changes. We often idolize some of our goals.
For sure.
And then you go, actually, no, I don't need that. So you can exorcise them.
Exactly. I think that is really important as well, because it's also like, as well, a lot of people, sometimes if you feel like you are someone that you have a dream and you want to sort of like, oh, maybe I want to go and do this, or maybe I want to be a surfer chick, maybe I want to go and be like live in a forest by myself, maybe I want to be high flying corporate in the city, like the best way to sort of like eliminate and sort of narrow down where you are heading is, as you said, to try these things, and then you can be like, maybe not, okay. And the quicker you move through that process, the less you'll find yourself in that situation of, is it for me? Is it not for me? And that takes up a lot of brain power that you could actually be using to move towards your dream.
And and you're not going to answer the question without getting evidence. So maybe we talk about that for a second, because we know a lot of people listen thinking about their careers. The examples of this for me in careers would be, go to conferences where the speakers are people whose careers you aspire to. So you're kind of around those intelligent people. Ask them questions. Often you can network with these people afterwards, or ask them questions while they're on stage. Put yourself in meetings with more senior people at work if you can. Join committees or employee initiatives, so you can just get yourself in the room with those aspirational people. And then interestingly, once you get closer to them, sometimes you might go, oh, actually, I don't think I want to get to that level.
Yeah.
These are then people you can also approach for sponsorship advice, like sponsorship or advice.
Yes.
And you can ask them, it's amazing how many of my clients, I suggest they approach senior people in their businesses who they say will never speak to them. And that person makes time for them. And they ask them, how did you get here? And these people, especially towards the end of their career, they love sharing that advice, that legacy. So get yourself in the room, get yourself in those conversations. If you're thinking about applying for a job, the days of being able to do tons of work experience aren't really out there. But can you take someone for coffee who does that job and get them to really explain to you what that involves, what that experience is like, and pay attention to how you're feeling even having that conversation with them. When you're hearing them describe it, you're trying the suit on, does it feel really good?
Yes.
And you're like, wow, I'd love to do that. Or actually, I've done that in my career sometimes, where I thought I wanted something, and then I went and spoke to someone about the job, and as they described it, I promise you, I got a sinking feeling.
Really? Wow.
And I was like, wow, I thought I wanted this job, and I can tell, I'm listening to this feeling. My body is telling me this is not for me.
It's a hard no.
But it's going and putting yourself into those experiences, into those conversations, trying those things out. Then it actually helps you adjust the goal, adjust the vision. And it's really interesting when I think, my early aspirations and visions in my career, a lot of them were financial or buying a house, or so you achieve those. Then you need new goals.
Yes.
And actually, sometimes there's a goal out there that's going to be amazing for you that you don't even know exists.
Exactly.
And it's until you go out and, I guess what I'm saying is also leave some space for serendipity. Go out and have lots of different experiences, sometimes that you might not think you like, because that might give you new inspiration for your next goal.
Exactly. And don't be like you said, about, it's a really good point, and it reminded me of a brilliant book. You saying about approaching people that you think won't even give you the time of day. Yes, we are in a world where you can access people a lot quicker with social media, but I would just mention there's an amazing book called The Third Door by Alex Banayan. Have you heard of it?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And so Alex Banayan decided he wanted to write a book about like the key people, like prominent people in the world. And when I say prominent people, I'm talking Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, all these people that were like really hard to access. And his book is called The Third Door, about the approaches he took to get some time in front of these people.
He got access to these people.
Yes.
It's incredible.
It is. Honestly, it's one of my favourite books. It's just so the creative ways because it's like people will try like door 1, door 2.
Is this how you're going to get on a podcast with Tom Ford?
I mean, I haven't really. I'm hoping that serendipity and fate will play more of a role on that.
No, but take some action. But then maybe that's also for people listening.
Yeah.
If there's people you want access to, just start by writing the list.
Yes.
Just write it down.
Yes.
And think about that. Before we wrap up, I want to actually bring a counter argument to all of this. Because one of the risks is that you can be constantly chasing goals. Thinking, when I get here, I'll be happy. When I get the car, when I get the job, when I get the bigger house, when I get the new relationship. And we're delaying our absolute joy and enjoyment of life. So I'm all, as you know, I'm all for goal setting, all for living the, touching the dream. I'm someone who does that kind of thing. But then I think to counterbalance it, a very, very good practice, ideally once a week, but if not once a month, is to have an entire day in gratitude.
Yes.
And a day in gratitude is where everything that is happening, you are grateful for exactly as it is, with no changes.
Yes.
So that looks like you get up in the morning, your alarm goes off, which might annoy you, and you wake up and you think, I'm really grateful to be in this room. And you have your cup of coffee and you think, I'm really grateful for this cup of coffee. And you have your commute, and you might normally hate your commute, but you think, I'm so lucky I live in a city that has an operating tube system unless there's a strike.
Yeah.
Right? Or I'm really grateful for all these people on the tube, or I'm just grateful to be alive. And you get to work and you're in your head, you don't have to tell everyone you love them, but you're like grateful for your boss and you're grateful for the work you do. And even if it's things you're not normally grateful for, that's even better. Try and find an aspect of that thing to be grateful for. And that's where we can then have aspiration coming from a place of appreciation.
Yes.
And actually, I think that's where true contentment and satisfaction exists, in that tension between both being fully appreciative of, and you and I are so unbelievably lucky to have the lives that we have. And I think, to be honest, a lot of people in this country are unbelievably lucky, just even to have been born into this country, and to be grateful for all of that, and then say, I'm really thankful for all of this, and wouldn't it be nice if I also had this and this, instead of I will be happy when.
Exactly. And that's I was talking to my friend about this yesterday, and she was like, I'm so grateful when a day is like mundane. And what she means by that is, it's like you get up and you have a commute and there's no drama on it. The kids are all safe. You go to the food shop, and it's recognizing that just things ticking through the mundane, by getting to the end of the day, you are so lucky to have had that nothing went wrong experience, and I'm not saying we have to live in that place where we're worried about things that can go wrong, but I when I do client sessions, the first thing we talk about is what's been good. And it's like, just even because it's just recognizing the good things in the everyday, it provides you with a lovely brain boost of serotonin, and it helps your brain chemicals and puts you in a great place to think forward. But also, it's like, yes, like you say, recognizing the good things that are happening. I will get into bed at night and I will have my 10 fingers and I do my 10 good things that I'm grateful for, because it's a nice little way.
I'm a writer, so every day, I love that. We never discuss this. Every night I write down the 10 things I'm grateful for.
I love that. Day. And I'll get in bed as a lazy bitch that's tired and just be like, okay, so counting on my fingers, but and then it's a lovely way.
It's such a good practice. And I do think, we talk sometimes about social media, I do think there's a danger where people are dissatisfied with life purely because they're seeing 100%. Complete fantasies on social media that don't really exist, and thinking, I should be happy when every weekend is a trip to Dubai and VIP access at the Formula One and all this stuff.
And mate, if that was really your life, that would become mundane and you would be bored.
Yes.
And you find it's probably not a very fulfilling existence.
So we'll leave you with that point. We hope you found that really interesting. Do go and have your dream day, though. Have a daycation. You all deserve it.
And please, can you let us know? Because this is like, as Vin Diesel says in Triple X, I live for this shit. So can you... Great reference. Can you please let me know what you did to touch your dream, and I will fully hype queen you back. So yes, and please share this with anyone that also deserves to touch their dream.